Colonel Wyatt hits the screen, got stories bold and keen. Old soldier, sharp and mean, tells truths they've never seen. Rugby lover with a roar, Africa flowing in his core. YouTube rants they can't ignore, his passion makes his heart soar. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Military mind, keen and wise, truths come out, no disguise. South African skies, in his eyes, hear his voice, no surprise. Retired soldier with the fight, in the dark he brings the light. Angry rants, truths ignite, join the cause, join the ride. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Enemies knocked on his door, trolls attack, but he's more with each click. Watch him soar on the truth waves, he explodes. Colonel Wyatt, hear his call, shining light through it all. Trolls may rise, but he'll stand tall. Subscribe now, don't miss the brawl. Right now, don't miss the brawl.
Take a picture.
Golden hair blazing in the sun's fierce light, a figure stands tall in the dead of night. Shadows crawl, but he doesn't sway, a sentinel guarding the break of day. Words like fire burn through the air, a defender of dreams and the world's despair. Facing storms with an unyielding grin, the fight for truth always starts within. Stand tall, golden hair in the wind. The tides may rise, but we won't give in. Through the chaos, a beacon so bright, leading us all to the edge of the fight. The world quakes as the battle ignites. Through the smoke, he's a vision of might. Foes gather aiming from every side, but he moves with purpose and endless pride. Try to break him with venom and lies, but he soared like an eagle, piercing the skies. A symbol of hope when the night is long, a melody rising, a defiant song. Stand tall, golden hair in the wind. The tides may rise, but we won't give in. Through the chaos, a beacon so bright, leading us all to the edge of the fight. Oh.
They say, I'm the problem. Really? You want to blame me for everything? Well, I'm not the one sitting on the sidelines complaining about life. You want change? You think the other guy can deliver? Give me a break. I'm the one who got things done. And trust me, you wouldn't want anyone else in charge.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games, your friends commentators, and I don't know what you say about our private conversations, but it's got them hating. Thanks to all the rumors you be claiming. It's cool, I'm done with you, so they can throw you a celebration. You gon' hate it when you see me with somebody living better. I'm trying to tell you that me just doing me gon' have you jealous.
Good evening to all the Neanderthals, canines, right-wing podcasters, and any car guards out there currently looking for employment. I'm in desperate need of car guards from South Africa, and so we've sent off an appeal for car guards, looking for car guards coming from South Africa here. So thank you very much. Hey, I got a new toy that I've got when I was in South Africa. I was introduced to it by a friend of mine, and I've been playing around with it, and I thought I'd try it tonight. We'll do a trial. So I have this app that allows me to use my PC to turn my mobile phone into a camera. Well, it has a camera, of course, but it allows me to project it here. So why don't we give it a shot here and see what happens, okay? I'm going to pull it up, and I want to just show you, because sometimes I do things. Hang on a second. Make sure I got this thing here. Where's it at? There it is, okay. All right, so I have to connect now. Oh, I got to do this again, pair device, okay. There we go, okay. All right, I should get it there. All right. Camera's open. Okay, cool beans. So I'm going to give this a shot now and show you what I'm talking about here, because, so let's see. There we go. I'll do it like this so it's portrait, but this will allow me to show you things. So let me just check it out. What do you guys, tell me what you think of this. Do you like this? I'm using my mobile phone, and you're going to see what's here in front of me, which is kind of cool. I can walk around and show you things with this in future. So I can put it on my laptop, but right now it's on my PC. So there it is. There's my mobile phone. And so if I want to show you, for instance, I want to go into the Constitution here and show you things in the Constitution, I can do that. See? Of course, I'm going to need a stand to do this because it's kind of hard to do this with one hand while I hold the mobile. But isn't that pretty cool? So, yeah, you can just bring this thing out here. The reason I want to do this tonight is that I picked this up at the bookstore today, and it's really cool. This is a nice, it's going to be hard to get all the way up here, but this massive book here, The Army. And it's got this really cool emblem on top of it. It's quite metal embossed there. It's from the Army Historical Foundation, and it tells the history and story of the United States Army. They have one for the Air Force and the Marines and the Navy. So I got to figure out how to zoom on this. It doesn't let me zoom. So here you go. So we got chapters in here. Where Soldier Leadership Begins. General Gordon Sullivan, U.S. Army retired. Pretty famous general there, whom I know. Yeah, so pretty interesting stuff. Why is it looking crooked like that? That's odd. There we go. All right, so there you go. Now you guys can see a little bit better. Where a soldier, there you go. So second point, I can show you things in these books. How cool is that? I like that. Isn't that kind of neat? I want to thank Donnie for showing me this app. Yeah, there you go. So we go here. We got Sumter, Fort Sumter, 1861. We go back here at 1859. There you go. Can zoom in there. Events going on. 1862, of course, is the Civil War as we go forward here. And then we've got some other dates. So this must be World War I. Anyway, World War II, yeah. So we jump forward, and you got some cool stuff here. Some art from the Civil War, different leaders from the Army. That's a pretty cool app, huh? Pretty cool. The Army Historical Foundation, I think it's Foundation, is the publisher. Yeah, the Army Historical Foundation is the publisher. Pretty cool. I thought you guys might like that. So, yeah, pretty neat stuff. Anyway, I like that. I can do all kinds of things here with it. So it's pretty cool. I can even show you the screen there. There you go. Look at that. That'll wig you out right there, huh? That'll wig you out. So there we go. So there's the screen. So it's called Cam Studio, folks. What do you guys think? I'll just close it now. Otherwise, I'll run my battery down to nothing. Put this back on the charger. But yeah, that's a pretty cool toy. I'll probably use that a lot when I'm on the road in the future. But you put an app on your desktop and it works pretty well. So I like that. This book is pretty awesome. But you see how big that book was? That's why it was so hard to get that angle. What I'll have to do is get kind of a mount where I can mount the camera like this so I can put overhead things and bend it around on a twisty thing. Oh, you like the purple shirt? Thank you. Yeah, it's plum, actually. It's plum. Anyway, so I picked that book up at the bookstore today when I picked up a bunch of magazines. You have to car guard parking lot, South Africa. Oh, yeah. You have to have someone stand and watch your car. So for a couple cents or a couple buck or two, you keep your car from me. See OBS on the screen. You are correct. It's not OBS, though. It's Streamlabs OBS. It's Slobs. I have OBS as well, but this is Streamlabs. All right. Fight. Peter Wick, Chantel Fenter, Jacob, and who else? Chantel, boy, you're really, you write a lot of stuff there. Dogzilla Monster, welcome to you. What's this channel about? How do you have a membership? And you're asking what the channel's about. South African immigrants taking the option. No, immigrants are not coming. These are refugees, not immigrants. There's a difference between an immigrant and a refugee. There's no reason to have arguments about it. People are having arguments. In fact, I saw some arguments about my video earlier today, someone complaining about it. So, do I have other subjects to cover? Yes, Dogzilla. Are you really new, or what's going on here? How do you have a membership already if you're new? You must have been given one when you popped in here. So, of course, I talk about a million topics. Everything from agriculture to cultural languages, global events, history, political science. You name it, we talk about it here. So this is the Night Owls, and it's kind of a chat session to answer people's questions. And so mods, ease up mods. If people have questions about the refugee program, the legitimate questions, don't spank them, don't give them a timeout, because this is the one broadcast where I will entertain those things. Anyway, so you have extended family in South Africa coming to join you here in Seattle area. Well, good luck with Seattle. Oof. The pollen's horrible out there. The rain is terrible. And I-5 is a nightmare. 30 years ago it was nice, but now there's just too many damn people on the I-5 corridor. Wesley de Klerk, CB, Emerencia Dietrich, Annie, Angelique, welcome to you. Okay, Carrie McLeod, Milk and Honey, Gideon Maloney, expat family Joubert, Ulrich Fenter's here, Peter Wick, Angelo Agrizi. Angelo, how's it going, man? Are we ever going to have a conversation? Did you ever want to come on air, Angela? I'm just asking. I'm asking for a friend. People always ask me to get people on, and I just don't know where we left that at. Alfonso Ferreira, just send me a WhatsApp. Early Bird, Blackie Swart, Mandy van Rooyen, W.F. Seeley, Leslie Ann Moon. I'm not a hero, Dogzilla. I'm just a patriot, not a hero. Nope, not a hero, just a patriot. Let's see what else we got there. Angelique. Okay, I already said Angelique. Marnus Russo, welcome to you. AJ Quinn. Okay. Nina Ricci, welcome to you, Nina. Sean Nadia. Wesley de Klerk. Okay. W.F. Seeley's here. Chet van Jasvel. I wish South Africa would do something about the illegals. They are. They're deporting them. That's been big news. They're rounding up illegals at least in Gauteng to send them out. Corey, greetings from Democrat-occupied Arizona. Yeah, Arizona. I used to live in Arizona. In the Chiricahua Mountains, down on the border with Mexico. I remember 1990 very vividly turning on the television to watch the FIFA World Cup, and it was like this. The Americans, yes, and Jones passes the ball midfield to Johnson, and the Americans gaining some territory here, moving around. And then we turn on, because I had the rabbit ears for the antennas, and I would turn it on to the Mexicans, which is broadcast over the airwaves and comes across the border. Mexicans so into it. It's like listening to Cosa rugby commentary. It's amazing. Just can't get over Trump's age. Yeah, he's 79, almost 79 now. Sarah Fundamova, welcome to you. Specialize in becoming a tire guard. Good evening, expat family Joubert, Alfonso Ferreira, Wesley. Okay, what else? He's explaining what car guards are. Shawnee Grows, you like the purple shirt? Thank you. How was it in Minnesota? Did it get a little cooler today? We got here in central Pennsylvania your heat. It was 84 degrees this afternoon. Ooh, that was toasty after just being in the 60s yesterday. And in addition to that, we also got the obscuration. The skies from some of the Canadian wildfires. Once again, Canada polluting our skies. I suppose turnabout's fair play. We put acid rain over their maple forest for 30 years, so they're getting evens with us. Okay. Arnold Brunt is a car guard with a postgraduate degree. Yeah, world news. Okay, at least no tax on tips. Okay, there you go. Even dingbat doorknobs. Yeah, I forgot to welcome them. Looking forward to a book titled Chronicle of the 20th Century. Okay, sent an email question. Somehow got a membership given to me. Yeah, that's Dogzilla. You sent an email question to my email. I don't recall answering it unless you have a name on the email. So I answered some, but they just keep coming at such a rapid pace that's impossible to keep up. Not to mention the WhatsApps and the Telegrams and all the other stuff. Australia, Nina Ricci. Okay, whereabouts in Australia? Okay, worked at Bagram as a task order manager for security right up till it closed. Okay, Garth Peters, welcome to you. Okay, right, homemade beef stew and breadstick. Oh, okay. Gail Toronto, South Africa. Hey, Gail, how's it going? And the illegals does not mean the ANC will go. No, it doesn't mean. Tennessee is great. I shot music. What's this? You shot a music video in Tennessee, says Bloodkop. Okay. Cobus Kemp, welcome to you. Conrad Chedenhuis. Syncmaster's back. Cordell Hull. Chantel. Anton. Thoughts on North Carolina? Beautiful state. Too many damn people. Too purple. And too frickin' humid summertime. But lovely place to go in the wintertime. And a nice place to go into the Appalachian Mountains. Yep. But not where I'm going to live. Your shirt matches my fleece blanket. Oh, that's interesting, Cherry. Thanks for sharing that. Wendy's back. Odin's Viking. Dougie Ray. All right. Welcome to everybody. I can't do car guarding, but I can fix and build stuff. Okay. Interesting. Your shirt matches. I already got that. All right. I think I'm caught up in the chat. Welcome, everybody. Pleasure to have you join me again here. It's approaching midnight here on the East Coast of the United States. Of course, it is early morning, 5:19 in South Africa. It's 4:19 in the morning in the United Kingdom, the British Isles, and Ireland, a country that is gone. It is gone. Ireland is gone. It is not habitable anymore. It has been surrendered to criminal alien invaders. The Irish are being discriminated against, just like English in England in the United Kingdom. Ek moet ochan federan gelukkig het my nef and charter in Richards Bay. Okay? Interesting. All right. Giddy Maloney, what's up? Have you experienced the sardine run? No, I have not. I have not. Seattle and Western Washington area is God's country. Yeah, if you say so. You say so. If you say so. Chantal Fenter, welcome to you. All right, so 176 people here at this early hour. By the way, folks, I think I mentioned that on Ancestry.com, interestingly enough, they do DNA traits, and I got a DNA trait update because they added one. There are, how many is it? 750 DNA markers for propensity to develop cavities in your teeth. So some of us are genetically inclined to get cavities. That doesn't mean you have weak teeth. It just means you're inclined to get it, probably because the structure of your teeth and the DNA contributes to it, or maybe the enamel wears down faster. But some of us are just inclined. Well, it turns out I'm one of those people. So it's lucky at being 59 again this year that I still have my teeth. These are mine, just like this is my hair. Is au natural, baby. Yeah, so I got this trait, and it says, are you more or less likely? Oh, baby, I am likely to get cavities, according to this, which is ironic, to say the very least. But I want to show you this real quick. This is one of the things you get from Ancestry.com with your DNA test. There you go. Cavities, okay? Your DNA suggests you are prone to cavities. Wow. 6% of getting cavities is genetic, 94% is environmental. So even if you're prone to get cavities, you can avoid them. Yep. By limiting sugary foods and drinks, brushing your teeth regularly with fluoride toothpaste, and avoiding tobacco. Regular dental checkups. Yeah. So, but I am more likely. Isn't that interesting? I thought that was interesting. Anyway, I don't know about you. Department of Justice, 2 Chinese nationals have been charged with illegally smuggling a fungal plant pathogen. Yeah, I heard about that. Yep. How were the crabs on it? I had crabs on Friday and Sunday. They were really good on Sunday. Jessica, you did a DNA test. Cool. Okay. What do you have against Western Washington? The area is stunning. I have nothing, but I just explained to you the problems with Washington, Dogzilla. I-5 is a parking lot, too many lefties, and the pollen is horrific. Not to mention your ants are like monsters out there, man. I suppose if you're not actually out in the nature, it doesn't matter, but go spend some time in the woods in Western Washington. Those little bastards bite like frickin' pincers. And the mosquitoes are wickedly vicious. Tiny little bastards you can't kill because they're so small. They're tiny little mosquitoes, and they suck blood like a vampire. Yeah, it's a beautiful area. It's lovely, but it's ruined by all the people. I just can't handle that. Yeah, no Coke Sisters for me, Conrad. I don't eat those. In Japan, they are experimenting with stem cells and motivate the human gums to generate a third set of teeth. I think that's interesting science, Kevin. Hey, Kevin Nicklin, how's it going? Kevin's an OG. So's Jessica. She's not here much, but she's an OG. Yep, it's about everywhere they are, Colonel. They're always trouble. UK, England. Yep, you're right, Tech IQ. Sounds like Goodflay. Third set of teeth. Carlos Frade is here. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Carlos came to my meet and greet in Stanford. By the way, I have a cap from Stanford. I left it over there. I was going to wear a cap tonight, but decided against it in the end. Right, so I do have a few news stories to chat about tonight, just to share, and I'll probably share some of these tomorrow. If South Africa's economy could have been 37%. What? Oh, South Africa's economy is 37% smaller than it should be. Well, I think it's much smaller than that. But they're saying that it's 37% smaller than it should be if it kept up with its peers. In other words, the countries around it that aren't growing much outpaced it. South Africa's economy is 37% smaller than it would have been had the country tracked its emerging market peers and sustained annual growth of 4.5% since 2010. It calculated that matching these expansion rates would have lifted the country's nominal gross domestic product to $12 trillion last year, from 7.5 trillion. The slow growth partly coincided with an era of endemic government corruption known as state capture. The inertia caused by power outages, crime, disintegrating infrastructure, and foreign policy missteps dragged growth down to an average of 1% a year for 15 years, which is actually a shrinking economy. When you consider population growth and you consider inflation, that is a shrinking economy. South Africa's economy has been shrinking for a decade and a half. Yep. Hey, Chris Kruger, how's it going? Jessica, who's got Koi Santine? Me. Guess what, Jessica? You prove the argument I'm making. So all these asshats that come on here and attack me and these black supremacists and white liberals, when I tell people about the genetic makeup of the Afrikaner people, and I tell them, quite frankly, because they're all like they're Dutch. First off, that's a moronic assessment. They're not Dutch. It's not even the largest contributing factor to the DNA of most people who are Afrikaners. German is number one, then Dutch, then French Huguenot, and then Khoi and San. And people are like, what? No, that's not true. It is true. Sorry, folks. Your ancestors were knocking boots with Khoi and San. That's right. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just who you are. Doesn't change who you are. Doesn't change anything. Yep. You got Bantu as well. Well, that's possible. But there you go. See, Jessica, this is why racism is so stupid. So very, very stupid. So very, very stupid. Need to see sanctions ASAP on those corrupt people mentioned in this Ondo Commission. Well, Garth, I think a lot of people would agree with that. Fun fact, did you know that most ANC politicians are illiterate? I know some are. Yep. Jessica, that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. Playthrough of The Last of Us. If you should post one of the comments of the video was, I'm so relieved to see Seattle hasn't changed much in 100 years. That's funny. Susan Coster, hello to you. It makes us stronger. Well, yeah, it gives you much more diverse genome, that's for sure. French and Scottish, okay? You really should get the South Africa coast during June, July, when billions and billions of sardines hug the coast. I've been there in June, July, Gideon. But which coast? East Coast, South Coast, West Coast? Cinderella says that explains my extremely curly hair. Well, I can't. Sorry, guys. Still got it. I bought some stuff today to break it up. Good morning, Elsa. How are you doing? Anyway, South Africa's economy is much smaller than it should be. Critical tuberculosis research at South Africa is at risk after USAID cuts. We don't need the Americans. If they don't give us the aid, we won't give them the minerals. We don't need America. We have China. We're in the BRICS. Yeah. Well, your research is failing. Your HIV treatments are failing. No one's monitoring the data anymore because we paid for all of it. That's right. Your gender-based violence programs are falling to crap. Your efforts at trade are abysmal. Why? Because we, the American taxpayer, pay for it. But you don't need us. No, you don't need us. No. You don't need money from America. No, you don't. Actually, you don't. If the ANC would quit stealing money, you'd have plenty of money. If they get rid of BEE and let entrepreneurs flourish, you'd have plenty of money. Big tax base. Millions would be employed. Some people have Ford DNA. I don't think anybody has Ford DNA except the Ford family. Like to see my answers. All my kids are blonde. I got blue eyes. Peter, okay? We have the top that record and elected a man in 2020 that had a brain aneurysm. Yes, we did, Holden. We certainly did. Words of wisdom. Yep. Isaac Fisser, how's it going there, man? John 5. Good morning to you. Annie's Place. Good morning. I need to get myself one of those microphones. Yeah, these are pretty cool. Although the other one. This is my. Do I have 3 of these? 2 of them. I have 3. Yeah, the original one was giving me problems, so I swapped it out. Not using it anymore. Then I got this one, and I got another one. So yeah. Anyway. Yeah, I read that South Africa has been placed in level 2 flight risk. Yeah, Fabian, that's a real problem here. They may lose access to the international aviation community. Hey, Isaac. Okay, I'm in KZN. Good morning to you, Gail. Karen. Okay, functions by radar. Warm hello. Welcome to you. Okay, words of wisdom. I saw that already. All right, so TB research is at risk because the U.S. has cut off aid because of the behavior of the government. At a tense meeting in Nigeria's capital, health workers pored over drug registers and tested records to gauge whether U.S. aid cuts would unravel years of painstaking work against tuberculosis, one of Africa's hardest hit countries. For several days in May, they brainstormed ways to limit the fallout from a halt in U.S. funding for the TB local network, which delivers screening, diagnosis, and treatment. You see, the United States is the most generous nation. We allow almost 900,000 people to become American citizens every year, foreign nationals. We allow that. We allow millions of people to live in our country, more than any other country in the world. We give more money to people around the world than any other country in the world. And for what do we get? Our reward, we get attacked. We get called colonialists. We get called racist by a bunch of racist and ignorant ignoramuses around the planet. Yep. Ex-South African living in Turkey since 1999. I follow this with great interest as I'm so glad others get a chance to leave. Ann's place. Wow, living in Turkey? Ooh, that's tough, man. Although, you know, a lot of people like Istanbul, but not my cup of tea. Floyd Shivambu has been removed as the Secretary General of the Mkhonto Wesizwe Party. Mr. Tubillard has now been demoted to Parliament. What does that say about a political party when a demotion puts you into Parliament? That's right. Oh, the little red Teletubby wearing his green shirt now. Yes, MK is redeployed as Secretary General to the National Assembly after his unsanctioned visit to fugitive pastor Bushiri in Malawi. He said the trip violated the party's constitution as was not officially approved by the party or its president. The move follows public backlash and internal press with officials citing the need to protect the party's principles and reputation. The MK party has no principles, and its reputation is sullied anyway, so it doesn't matter what he does. Well, South Africa is considering banning foreign nationals from the labor market. Wow, just make things even worse. The only people that have skills, because all the people with skills in South Africa are leaving, now you're going to take those with skills and deny them employment. South Africa considers quotas for foreign nationals in the labor market. The government appears not to know the number of foreign nationals in the country's labor market and is considering introducing quotas to limit them from competing for the few available technical and low-skilled jobs. Wow, there you go. That's just a brilliant move there. Let's take the people who are hungry to actually contribute to your economy and remove them from the economy and let the lazy turds have jobs. Yeah. The fam who is coming to the U.S. soon own large farms north of Bloemfontein, but they don't live there. They live in Stennis City. Okay, I don't know where you're getting your information from, Dogzilla. What are you talking about, and how do you have such information? You say he's been way too nice to those who've been throwing punches. Exactly, Fabian, way too nice. And Trump is finally leveling the playing field. We must remember the ANC goal is to collapse the economy. Yeah, Gray, I think a lot of people believe that. Okay, the sardines come down from the Cape along the south coast, past Durban, up the east coast. Okay. I would have thought they came up with the Bengala carrot on the west side. But okay. What does this have to say of the ANC having... Well, that guy's a moron, and he's a fraud. That's the guy who claimed that he was at Covington, then he claimed, not Covington, what's the one, Columbine, then he claimed he was at another one in Florida like 5 years later. Really? You went to high school for 6 years? I'm sad that we are where'd it go? Do you delete your message? You delete your message. I have no idea now. It's gone. I can't read it. Any idea how many South Africans have submitted a statement of interest? Well, I don't know why. I heard that Secretary Rubio said in testimony at the Senate Foreign Relations Committee that 70,000 had done that, had his household as of last week. But then we hear that Jaco Kleinhans from Solidarity claims that only 8,000 have gone in. I sent him a message and asked him where he got that information from. See the interview with the Solidarity guy explained that there would be over 120,000 losing their jobs, new quotas. No, I haven't watched any Solidarity guy, and I don't need to see Solidarity. I just need to read the labor laws. That's pretty clear. The information is available widely. How many of the 70,000 would you guess would get to the U.S. this year? Zoo Cookie, how can I possibly project that? I don't know. I mean, we could take all 70,000. We took 162,000 Afghans in 3 weeks that weren't even vetted. So, but I don't think we're going to see that. So we'll see. Yeah, I think it's way more than 70,000 too, John, but I have no data to back it up. So it would just be a supposition on my part. John Schlope, the impeached former Western Cape High Court judge, has been removed from the Judicial Service Commission, and he wants to appeal it. His impeachment means his continued involvement in judicial affairs would diminish public trust, said the court. Yes. MK Party Deputy President John Schlope has vowed to appeal the Western Cape High Court judgment that his appointment to the National Assembly as a member of the Judicial Service Commission was unconstitutional and invalid. I've spoken to my lawyer, and we are definitely going to appeal that decision. Well, good for you. You can appeal it all you want. You have no business sitting over a body that picks judges. You've been impeached over your corruption, your incompetence. So, why South African graduates struggle to find jobs despite their degrees? Because most of them have no education. They just hand degrees out. In a nation where education has long been heralded as a pathway to success, South African graduates increasingly find themselves at a crossroads because South Africa has lowered the standards of education and is handing out degrees like bubblegum to people based on skin color, not on their educational chops. Yes, just ask Alanda Zolo, who poured his heart out in a viral Facebook post that has reached thousands. I remember the promise I made to my mom. I promised to build her a beautiful home as soon as I graduated, but life had other plans. Despite my hard work and dedication, I'm still struggling to find a job. Well, there's lots of reasons for that. Chief among them are the ANC's racist policies, but it runs beyond that. Most of these people aren't even qualified to graduate university, but they're handed degrees. I don't know. That kid might be, but who knows? Once people lose their jobs, they apply for American refugee status. Without a job, you can't live with properly, and if you're a minority, it will eventually happen. Huh? Roberto Wilco, I think you're very confused. Millionaires are applying for the refugee program. People that own businesses are applying for the refugee program, and I can attest that. I know several people who own businesses and are quite wealthy, and they've applied for refugee status. It doesn't have anything to do with poverty. And if you go to a refugee interview and your argument is, well, I can't get a job, you're not coming to America. You're going to get rejected. That's not racial discrimination. That's an unjust, unfair racial discrimination. Your life's not in peril just because you didn't get a job. Now, if you didn't get a job because of racism, well, that's a different story. But if you're poor and you think your ticket is to come to America and leech off of us, you're definitely barking up the wrong tree. Marguerite, don't blame the neocons. Neocons are not behind edging the war. It's the leftists that are doing it. The French, the Germans, the Brits. Final destination of an elderly relative in Canada. Can refugees visit Canada? Yes, of course they can. Of course they can. We have a relative in California. You can have a relative anywhere you want as long as they're legal. I don't care. See, Garth is a businessman and has applied. Just trying to get some control over our crazy lives. What to do with stuff, rent or sell property. When to start telling family and friends. Don't ever tell anybody. Zoo Cookie, I would never tell anybody unless it's absolutely necessary because people's reactions are ridiculous. You are questioning me about my family coming here, the Bloemfontein farm owner. Seriously? No, I'm not questioning you, Dogzilla. You were very unclear. You were unclear. You didn't say they were family. You said the people coming over, and you gave information specifically about someone. And I asked how you came by the information. Now you've explained it. These are your family members. That's all. Lots of people are spreading malicious rumors and lies about this program. So I asked you a simple question, and you've answered it. So seriously? Yes, seriously. Seriously. We have hundreds of trolls that show up in this program and try to dissuade people and corrupt the conversation. I don't know you, Dogzilla, from Adam. Not with that username. So you're asking all kinds of questions that trolls ask when they come in here. So I asked you a simple question. You've answered it. So there you go. So you're saying that you have family members coming over. But you're very specific, talking about people who have farms north of Bloemfontein. So I'm curious how you would have such information. Because Solidarity claims to have information. It isn't even possible for them to have information they claim they have. We've had other people claim they have information, and it's impossible. So, news reported that there were 9 South African refugees in the second round. Actually, that's false information. False information. The figure was higher. Good morning, Kathy. How's it going? Roberto, doing great work. Chris educated people about the refugee program. I was lucky enough to leave in '97 for Australia. Well, sorry to hear you went to Australia. Australia's lost to the Western world, flooded by Chinese now and others and their fascist laws. Shanaz Abrahams, I'm sad we are losing talent and skills. Yeah, I agree. I'm sad too. In South African schools, the only ones that succeed are with rich parents. We should stop the farmer thing. Living in a farm doesn't make you a farmer. That's true, and I've never said farmer. I'm the one person that's been getting it correct from the very beginning. It's not about farmers, not about Afrikaners, not about white people. That's why I called it that idiot. Did you guys see that today? That video I did? Andre the Writer? Why would I talk to Andre the Writer? He's a green energy freak. Well, I'll talk to him. Is he available? Do you want to talk? No, you don't have to plant anything to be a farmer. You can be a rancher. That's farming. Yeah, they publish 9 because they publish rubbish. You're right about that, Conrad. Introduced myself to confirm that it isn't only farmers that are in danger in South Africa, and confirm how long it's been. So I left fearing my son's lives after several attacks. Yeah, no, and thanks you for sharing. But I've never said it's only farmers. I mean, you guys are new to the channel, walking in here and making assumptions. No, I'm the one guy that's been telling the story straight and clear and honest and objectively for years. Not these Johnny-come-latelys. I saw some other guy there. Oh, everyone's descending on South Africa. Oh, I'm in South Africa, and here's the real story about what's happening in South Africa, about the white genocide. Yes, I'm here talking to farmers. Who the f are you? So you go to their social media sites and you look, and there's not a single post on South Africa before February of 2025. You go and look, and none of them have videos before they make a short trip with the money they make off of YouTube or off of Instagram or TikTok. They fly over to South Africa for 3 days, and they're experts now. And all the commentators in America, all the people who, big famous platforms, suddenly they're all experts. And then we have other idiots saying certain people are experts who don't know the ass from a hole in the ground. It's comical. It's comical. Bach and Terry says Trump executive orders put all white people at risk now. No, that's not true. All white people are already at risk. We're already at risk. It just moved the calendar forward. That's all. I know you didn't say so, but there are those trying to disarm everything. Well, that's true, Annie, and they try it every day. So I'm going to play this now for you guys. I got more news here, but I want to play this, so let's do that. Hang on a second here. Go to my channel. So I know people don't watch all my videos. It's amazing. People are like, Chris, you should do a video about this. I did. It was published yesterday. What? I know YouTube doesn't tell people about stuff. So here's my Mom Power of the Week video. Oops, that's wrong. Hang on a second. That's not what I wanted. I want this one here. My Mom Power of the Week. Here you go. Racist commentary from Mom Power of the Week, Representative Seth Moulton. Okay. Hello, folks. Welcome back. This is Chris in Central Pennsylvania. You know, Bill Engvall said it right so many years ago. Stupid people should wear signs. That way you wouldn't ask him anything. Well, the Mom Power of the Week is a United States congressman from Massachusetts, a self-promoting, politically ambitious person who served briefly in the Marine Corps, obviously, to get himself bona fides to run for office. This man is a clown. Let's listen to some of the drivel that comes out of his mouth in his recent stupid, uninformed commentary about President Trump.
Mr. President, you're a racist.
Mr. Representative, you're a fool.
And you're hurting our national security. Trump is welcoming white Afrikaners based on a conspiracy theory that they're under a genocide, which is blatantly false.
No, that's incorrect. Apparently, this member of Congress isn't bright enough to read modern standard written English and is hell-bent on his racist, democratic policy position, demonizing Donald Trump, calling Donald Trump a racist. This clown is a fool, an absolute fool, who runs unopposed in a heavily demon rat district in Massachusetts, and therefore he's default elected to Congress, where he brings his stupidity and his uninformed perspective. A conspiracy theory, the no conspiracy theory, and it's not white Afrikaners, you fool. Read the program. As I predicted on February 7th, it would be Afrikaners and racially discriminated minorities. It's right there on the U.S. Embassy website, but this fool is too lazy trying to score political points. This failed presidential candidate from 2020.
that they're under a genocide, which is blatantly false.
Yeah, well, Trump's not saying genocide in the Oval Office. Yes, he had a Truth Social when he was angry and used the term, but Trump has not been running around saying genocide. That's been you clowns, the Democrats, the leftist media, and South African politicians. And every day I expose all of you frauds. You're the ones perpetrating the term. I denied it, and YouTube put a warning on my video. But this clown can say what he wants with the taxpayers' money.
At the same time, he's telling our Afghan American heroes who served alongside us in Iraq and Afghanistan, who risked their lives for our troops, he's saying, go home.
No, that's not what he's saying. First off, during Trump's administration, years after the Iraq conflict began, years after people had an opportunity to come to the United States who were interpreters, they're not heroes. They're employees. They're not heroes. They're employees. And they were generously granted admission to the United States for years. And Trump allowed these folks to come over from Afghanistan, Iraq throughout his first term. Stop lying. Stop lying. Joe Biden withdrew from Afghanistan. Joe Biden took people out. You criticized him correctly. It's about the only thing you've done right in Congress. But Joe Biden did that, not Donald Trump. And you had all of 2022, 2023, and 2024 to get these so-called heroes out of Afghanistan. But instead, you flooded our country with 162,000 undocumented, unvetted, unsecured Afghans who climbed onto C-17s and were flown here at our expense. And you're going to whine about the heroes? How were they left behind? Why weren't they with the units that were left? They stayed behind because it was their home. Stop lying to the American people.
Go back to the Taliban, who will hunt you down, who will take your money, your families, your women. It's just unthinkable.
It is unthinkable. And you and your party are responsible for it. Donald Trump brought peace for the U.S. military in Afghanistan. There was no war going on when Joe Biden took over for the U.S. military. Yeah, so anyway, that goes on for 8 minutes. I'm not going to play 8 minutes of that for you guys, but that's there. Go watch that video. This guy's a fool. He's a Mampara. I've exposed him. Dogzilla says, these farmers I'm telling you about, not trolling about, are very well-to-do people. I didn't say you're trolling, Dogzilla. You're not understanding what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying. I said I asked you the question because you mentioned very specific things about people. Where they're from, what kind of people they are. You made very specific mention of them. So I asked where you get such information from. And then you asked me, seriously, you asked me this question. Yes, it is a serious question because we get trolls. Didn't say you're trolling. I said you said some things that are usually indicators that people are trolling. If you're new to the channel, maybe that's why you said them. So, I thank you for sharing their well-to-do people. I know business people. I know multimillionaires, dollar millionaires, not rand millionaires. That's nothing being a rand millionaire. Multimillionaires who are dollar millionaires who are coming to America as soon as they get approved. They're going to take advantage of the refugee program and come over and contribute. Yep. Yeah, these experts. Yep. It must be mom part of the day. Yeah. Please post the like of the Gordon Bay meet and greet song again. Huh? It's not on the replay. Huh? You want me to play the song again? And just a few moments ago, where's he at? Rodolph, where's he at? I saw he wrote the right thing here. Oh, come on. Okay, he wrote something that was spot on about Trump just exposed it. There it is. Good morning. Can you please provide information how many applications Assembly has received? You know, United Maverick, I just answered that question literally 5 minutes ago at 23:40. Like 6 minutes ago, I answered that question. No one knows. It's not the embassy that's receiving it. It is PRM that's receiving it. Simply exposing, there you go, here it is. Wolf said, they're simply exposing the risk, which was covered up before. Many of us were in denial, thinking there was a political solution to this crisis. Trump finally exposed it. Well, I exposed it, but not enough of y'all believed it. So, yes, Zukoki, yes. Again, you're not watching my content. I did make a video about Trump, about Ramaphosa and what he said. So, where's it at here? Which one was this? Oh, here it is. Yes. I did on the 28th of May, so 5 days ago. So this is my video from 5 days ago. Ramaphosa laughs amidst carnage. It may be unfair to just roundly criticize politicians for when they're caught off guard in moments, but catch the following. First, we have President Ramaphosa being shown the video of the crosses at the Normandian protest in September of 2020, representing thousands of murdered white Afrikaner farmers, mostly Afrikaners, but whites as well. This doesn't even cover the murdered black, Indian, and colored farmers, but just the whites. This demonstration in the aftermath of the brutal slaying of the Rafferty family, Glenn and Vida. And also remember, Brendan Horner was tortured and murdered around this time.
Each one of those white things you see is a cross, and there's approximately 1,000 of them. They're all white farmers, the family of white farmers. And those cars aren't driving, they're stopped there to pay respects to their family member who's killed. And it's a terrible sight. I've never seen anything like it. Both sides of the road you have crosses. Those people were all killed.
Have they told you where that is, Mr. President? No, I'd like to know where that is, because this I've never seen.
Liar.
I don't. Okay.
I mean, it's in South Africa.
This is just beyond the pale, the reaction here. Have they told you where this is at? I've never seen this before. What a liar. What an absolute liar. Now juxtapose what happened in the Oval Office with these recent comments in the past day or so from President Ramaphosa, making light of that. The callous disregard and cold-hearted ignorance and dismissal of those who've been attacked.
Dim the lights. So
Look at Dean McPherson, the jackass from the DA, laughing. Look at him. Look at him. Look at him laughing.
Is that your team from South Africa?
Now, this video infuriates me. A personal friend, a dear personal friend of mine's mother was brutally assaulted in a farm attack last night near Brits, beaten with an antique iron. Her partner, wheelchair bound, both of them tied up, beaten savagely. He's now dead. He died from this assault. Yeah. So, yes. Have I seen it? Yes. I've covered this. I cover more of this than anyone else. No one in South Africa covers as much as I do. The White Cross does not represent all the murders. No, it doesn't, Art Queen, but that's also two different things. People are conflating two things. I had that with Canthan today. He mistakenly said something. That was the Normandian protest when they lined up crosses along the way. Each cross had a name of a farmer, family member that was murdered when they were protesting. And the cars were lined up for like 12, 20 kilometers, something like that. I remember covering that in September of 2020. That is not the Wit-Kruis Monument, which is in Polokwane. That's different. I've been contacted by the vice president responsible for the Wit-Kruis Monument asking for the name of the farmer who was just murdered at Brits, near Brits. I've passed that information along to the family so that they can share it because, as you correctly say, Art Queen, the crosses are only there if the family agrees for a cross to go there. Anki says, good morning, Chris. Thank you for revealing the truth that no one wants to talk about. Well, I've been doing it for 25 years, but most of the time you wouldn't have known about because I was in the classified world as an intelligence professional. He's lying. It's on the road to where he stays. Those crosses are well known. I was there before all the way to the mountain. No, you're once again conflating two different things. Tech IQ. That's not the Wit-Kruis Monument. Folks, you got to be accurate about things. That is not the Wit-Kruis Monument. That was the Normandian protest. Otherwise, the leftists try to, pick it apart. Robert Carl Burns, welcome to you. Yep. Anyway. Know of one of our interpreters who's in the S program, and he is still stuck in Bagram. All those Afghans that ended up in USA is a problem. The Afghans that worked. Garth Peters, those 162,000 Afghans, that was just one lift. There were more that came. They weren't vetted. If someone worked for the U.S. and they're stuck in Bagram, that's because of Biden. Why didn't they get here sooner? Why didn't they come? Same debacle happened in Saigon in 75 when we abandoned South Vietnam. We left thousands to be murdered and put in prison camps and worked to death. Horrific situation. We did the exact same thing there. So, yeah. Loretta, people can't see the good President Trump is doing because they're racist and they're bigots. He's white, he's got blue eyes, he's got blonde hair, and therefore he's evil in their eyes because they're bigots. Gideon says 2009, the company he worked for was bought out by an American company. The new owners got rid of 7% of the white males because the company was too white, according to them. Chris, I know the refugees, taxpayers. Okay, yeah, I know about that. Okay. Natalie. Is Natalie here? Could you dim the lights? Natalie, could you dim the lights? Can you dim the lights? Okay. Kathy says, saw many of your videos that went along as from time you arrived in April to now. Then I went to your website and started looking at the others. Wow, thank you. Well, you're welcome, Kathy. You're welcome. And don't forget my other channel, which predates this one, the one that was censored, at Real Chris Wyatt. Hey, speaking of which, how about some folks go over there and join that? Let me do that real quick and see. So let me go to at Real Chris Wyatt and see how many subscribers we have. Because some of you have joined me at Real Chris Wyatt, but not everybody has. At Real Chris Wyatt. There we go. At Real Chris Wyatt. Okay. All right. 21,800 subscribers. America's Pulse. There you go. I'll give you the link. You're welcome to go join me there. So appreciate it. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, so why not? There's 200 or 300 people here. I'll bet you half of you aren't even over there. You don't even know about the channel. That's the original channel that was censored for 23 months by YouTube. They took it away from me. And I requested to get it back, and they finally gave it back. There it is right there. It says 943 videos, but actually it's closer to 2,500. I took the rest off there. So, yeah. So, here you go. Yeah, so you see I get almost no views over. 121 views, 166 views, 500 views here, 1,500 views here. Yeah. The plane crash, 256 views. Good Lord. It's ridiculous. But I can't see here now because, by the way, it's a Garden of the Gods, that picture in the top there, the background. But check it out at Real Chris Wyatt. And please become a subscriber if you don't mind. 21,800. Help me get a little bit more in there. But we are just at a glacial pace working towards 100,000, but we're not getting there. We're still 252 away. And we could make that in one day, but I'm not going to hold my breath. We're going to make it today. True Warrior, thank you for what you're doing to highlight what's happening. You're an inspiration. Joining today. Garth, what do you mean joining? You've already become a subscriber. That's what we're asking for. I'm a mod for a show. It's in YouTube jail right now. That sucks, Mary Jo. Subscribe. Thank you, guys. All you guys are going to subscribe to that. I've subscribed to it. Thank you so much, guys. Well, that's very kind of you. There you go. I understand that I'm neglecting the channel right now. I'm not putting a lot of content on it right now, so please don't take your subscription away. It's pretty much been devoted since I got it back to just U.S. stuff. I tried putting the videos on both channels and changed the title slightly, but I'll get like 15,000 views over here, and I get 152 over there. You're welcome, Tuscan Son. Thank you. Oh, you guys are really kind. Appreciate that. We're getting some more subscriptions over there. That's awesome. Yeah, so let's get back to the news. Okay, as we inch along here. I feel like an inchworm. So we're going to talk. Pete Hegseth has said, take the name of the Harvey Milk off. By the way, diesel and petrol prices came down in South Africa about 6 hours ago. Did you know that? At midnight, they lowered the price of diesel and petrol, which is anti-capitalist, state-controlled pricing. Price controls, not good. Midnight Motors greeted by a fourth consecutive month of fuel price decreases. The Minister of Mineral and Petroleum Resources said the lower price are due to improvement in the rand-dollar exchange rate and the decrease in the international oil price. So there you go. Wow. That's nice. Retail price of both grades of petrol. Oh, I'm sorry. You guys wanted the Suno link, didn't you? Somebody wanted the Suno. You want the link for, hang on a second. I got to get to Suno. You want the link for the meet and greet in Strand, correct? Library. Okay. Sorry. I got distracted. So, where's it at? Meet and greet vibes. Yeah, here it is. This one here. This one. I'll get you the link.
Colonel Wyatt's got a plan so sweet. A meet and greet down Strand's wide street. South African sun kissed the air so bright. We shared our stories through the night.
I think this is the one. There's two versions of it.
Dozens gathered, hearts in sync. With every smile, the spirits linked. A room of faces, worlds apart. bound by camaraderie, heart to heart. Cheers in the air, laughter grows. Friendships tied, it ebbs and flows. Strand lit up like golden beams. A night that turns into sweet dreams.
That's not the version. It's this one here, I think. Yeah, this is it. This is the one. That one's lame. This is better. Sorry.
Colonel Wyatt's got
This
a
is
plan
it.
so sweet.
Oh, yeah.
A meet and greet down Strand's wide street. South African sun
This is the one.
kissed the air so bright. We shared our stories through the night.
That other link's not going to work.
Gathered hearts in sync. With every smile the spirits linked. A room of faces, worlds apart. Bound by camaraderie, heart to heart. Cheers in the air, laughter grows.
This is the one.
Friendships tight, it ebbs and flows. Strand lit up like golden beams. A night that turns into sweet dreams. The evening hum with fire and glee. Connections blooming wild and free. Words were sparks igniting light underneath the southern skies tonight. Oh, the beauty, unforgettable glow of strangers and friends we didn't know. Tying threads that'll last and weave. Moments shared with hearts on sleeves. Cheers in the air, laughter grows. Friendships tight, it ebbs and flows. Strand lit up like golden beams. A night that turns into sweet dreams.
That's the one. But I think someone's asking for the Save South Africa song next, right? That's one you guys want? This is my favorite. Gold sunsets and skies so blue. Mountains whisper stories of dreams so true. From oceans roaring wild to valleys deep. The heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa,
Rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day.
we'll sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked scheme.
The soil holds our history, roots run so long. A melody of freedom, we're
Singing strong. They make us the land with lies they weave.
but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day.
All right, so that's Save South Africa. I think that's one you guys like. What are some other ones here? The Golden Hair Defender. Did you guys want me to publish that one? That's the Trump song.
figure stands tall in the dead of night. Shadows crawl, but he doesn't sway, a sentinel guarding the break of day. Words like fire burn through the air, a defender of dreams.
All right, so I'll make that one available. I'll publish that. Okay. Publish. Okay. Okay, and then I'll get you the link. Share. Copy the link. That's the Trump song I just played. Whoops. Okay, truly a legend now with songs written about you. Yeah. Oh, that song wasn't done by me. That's how I got hooked on this first place. South African Lives in Spain did that one. It's really nice of her. Thoughts on RFK pushing trials again? No thoughts on that. Like the calm vibe you bring, Colonel. Always nice to be. Yeah, well, this is the Night Owls. Okay, you can't cancel all of us. Yeah, that's not one of my songs though. I'll have to remove it. Yes, John. I give it lyrics and then I pick the genre and I go with it. So that's that one. Let me see what else we got here. So Sunos, I pay for a subscription so that I own the copyright. Ramaphosa's Gambit. Do you guys want that one? Which one is it we go with here?
Influence, move with a practice grin.
Practice grin.
Shaking hands with the lights that dim.
Dim the lights, Natalie.
The White House walls heard his claim to fame, but the shadows whispered a different name. Oh, Ramaphosa, what's the cost? Truth uncovered, bridges crossed. You played the game, but lost your way. Now the world sees the price you pay. To the cries at home.
Blind to the cries at home.
The streets of SA ache and moan.
Streets of South Africa ache and moan.
Right, the man with the golden hue, but the deal fell flat and the lies broke through.
The lies broke through.
Oh, Ramaphosa, what's the cost? Truth uncovered, bridges crossed. You played the game but lost your way. Now the world sees the price you pay. Came off, no suits, no ties, just shadows aloft. The past screams loud from the buried ground. Now the silence breaks with a deafening sound. Oh, Ramaphosa, what's the cost? Truth uncovered, bridges crossed. You played the game but lost your way. Now the world sees the price you pay. What's the cost? Truth uncovered, bridges crossed. The horrors rise from a nation torn.
So that's Ramaphosa's Gambit. I've had a couple that just fell too. They didn't quite work right. Yeah, so a couple didn't really work right. So I did the Tariff song. Let's see if I haven't played this in a long time. Let's see how this sounds. One of these is good. The other one sucks.
Stacks on stacks, the walls rise high.
No, that one's the one that sucks. I think it's the better one.
Stacks on stacks, the walls rise high. Trade wind shifting in the sky. Ships of goods come and go. Caught in tides, they ebb and flow.
In the club on a Saturday night, hanging out with the chicas in the Burmese.
Numbers dance in worldly halls, echo loud through tariff walls. Coins that jingle lose their song. Who's to blame when things go wrong? Tower of towers
hopes lit. Tower of towers spinning round, building walls from the lost and found. A trade war tango in disguise, hidden truth beneath the lies.
Yeah, so I'll share that one. It sounds like people like that. That's got a nice club vibe to it, you know? Nice beat to it. I like that one. So, yeah, that's so not all of them are hits. Some of them I've landed, but the Save South Africa is just awesome. It's too early for these beats. Well, it's midnight here. Title Board the Plane, yeah. Hey, Rakes, what's going on? You should do a car guard song. Yeah, I should do a car guard song. I'm going to compose one tonight. Neanderthals, canines, right-wing podcasters, and car guards. That's going to confuse the AI. He'll be like, what the hell? Yeah, okay, what else? Let me see. People have left. Shame. Some people left the program. Too bad for you. No soup for you. No soup for you. Where the heck is Suno? Okay, here we go. I've got the, trying to look and see. Where's that one at? One I did about, where's the song I did for, which one was this? I did the one for, that was, what the heck is that called? Persona non grata. Why am I not seeing Persona non grata? Huh. Maybe it was called something else. Let me see. No, that's not it.
We walk the plains with hearts of fire,
This isn't it either.
through dusty roads and endless mire. Roots so deep they ground our stride. An open sky, our only guide. Bound by soil with stories old.
This was a refugee song that I wrote some time ago, but I didn't like the way it came out. That's another one. Where is my persona non grata? I don't understand this. I don't see it here. Is this isn't it? No, that's not it. I don't get it. It's missing. But I know I have it, so let me see. Persona non grata. See if I can find it here. Why is it not? Hang on a second. Maybe I created it before I created an account. I tested it, so let me see. Media files, persona. Let me see. There's too many N's. Persona. There it is, persona non grata. There you go. But it's not in my library. In the dark.
Hold the ties that thread and tangle tight.
Diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight.
A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. Pages turn but bridges burn so fast. A name in ember solemnly cast. In halls of power, a silent decree. Echoes and whispers across heavy skies. In the space between the set and scene lies a story that cuts unclean. Hold the ties that thread and tangle tight. Diplomatic dances in the cold moonlight. A step misplaced and the stage does sway. Persona non grata carried far away. Persona non grata carried far away.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to that. It's not in my library. I don't understand that. It's odd. But thankfully I saved it. Hopefully I saved the original too. So, I don't know. Interesting. Persona, let me see. I know where I can find it though. It'll be in the file that I made. I just have to go back and find one that was. Sorry, I missed the link to the original channel. We'll search. It's at Real Chris Wyatt. At Real Chris Wyatt. You can find it. Thank you for that. I won't be able to handle Boromisi. We're full of crap and you'll be challenged about everything. Well, that's just women, Ash. You need to make Boromisi anything special. There's also non-return policy. I don't think that's true. Look at the number of divorces in South Africa. There's clearly a return policy. Nicola, welcome to you. Mary Jo Tyndall is loving the music. And Crazy Zimbabwe. I know, is that somebody from Zimbabwe? 14. Crosses on the Feld on YouTube. Very well done. That's not mine. There was a crude oil smuggling operation from the United States to the New Generation cartel. Don't know what you're talking about. Hi, Chris. Do you perhaps know which area of the U.S. will be best to relocate, apply for work at a coal-fired power station if I'm approved for the program? Well, I mean, just do a Google search of where coal-fired power plants remain around the United States. You got them in Ohio. You got them in Pennsylvania. You got them in other states. But coal as a means of generation has been dramatically reduced over the past 20 years. It's only generating about 20% of our electricity now. It's still quite a bit, though. But yeah, they're trying to decommission them. $300 million of crude. Okay. Good night, Cordell. I'm out. I must go do your car guard job. Okay. MJ says, good morning. Thank you for your membership there, MJ. Appreciate it, and thank you for renewing your membership. No, the car guards haven't left South Africa yet. Do you perhaps know which area of the U.S. is best to relocate for a job? Okay. Right. Okay. Which song is in your original intro, which plays during your mashup clips of your years? Rebecca, years of reporting. Which are you talking about? The Colonel's anthem? What are you talking about? This? I mean, Rebecca, I'm not sure what you're talking about. You're talking about this, the Colonel's anthem? That'd be this one here.
Colonel Wyatt hits the screen, got stories bold and keen.
Is that the one you're talking about? That's. And yeah, a lot of my videos aren't on the other one. I made them private because I was getting copyright, not copyright, but strikes, community strikes, even though I hadn't done anything wrong. I didn't want to lose the channel again. So I reduced it from 1,800 videos down to about 700. I took 1,100 videos and got rid of them on that channel so I wouldn't lose it. So just look around. Don't just go to the radio programs. You can skip those. Just look for ones I prepared. Yeah, no reactions. A lot of them you can't tell they're AI. Some really good ones. What the Fluff loves the Kiffness. Too many cat songs. He's in love with his cats. Also, I don't know what his deal is. He doesn't want to talk to me. I don't know what that's all about. I just played the Rasul song. I guess that's the chat came in before I played that. Chicks and Bormeister. I was a DJ, guys. Did you know that? See, many things I've done in life. I used to be a DJ. Yep, I was a DJ back in my 20s. Late teens and early 20s. A DJ. Yep, cool stuff. Thank you, Teddy Corolla. Cool beans. Now I figure out how many barrels that amounts to. It depends on the price. It's time for your African music tour. Stefan, I don't write all the lyrics. I give the key words I want, the key themes I put in there, and you can write all the lyrics if you want. But no, I'm very happy with what the AI is doing. It's amazing what the AI can do. I'm not a fan of AI. I'm afraid of Skynet. But for making music, yeah, it's pretty good. Annalie has never been married again. Okay. Yaku Basson, what's going on? Can I use your songs for my videos? Just give me credit, Kathy. Garden of the Gods is one of my favorite places ever. Okay, spent so much time there. Yeah, I love the Garden of the Gods. Amazing. It's pretty cool. No, Chris Ehlers is suffering, guys. He's suffering. Top of the morning there, Anti-Floy. Turns out I'm already subscribed to the original channel. Well, what the fluff? That's cool. You were using a different username back then, I imagine. Yep, Susan Borgo, welcome to you. An apnea machine? What's an apnea machine? What are you talking about, Loretta? Sleep apnea? I don't have sleep apnea. Hettienne McCarthy, good morning to you. Skynet, so the Terminator traumatized. Indeed, the Terminator did traumatize me. Turning over weapon systems to autonomous thinking machines, not a good idea. Colin, yeah, 45s. I did 78s as well. So, yep. You're very welcome, Annalie. Okay. Mental chewing gum. Hello to you. How's it going? So, yeah, so that's some of the songs in the, what's the New Horizons? I forget what this one is. I published this one. Let me see what this one is. This was a refugee song. Wasn't too thrilled with it.
We crossed the seas under stars so white, left shadows of hatred where we used to hide. With dreams in pockets we entered this shore, a chance at freedom, nothing less, nothing more. No chains of judgment to keep us bound. We've shed the weight where hatred's found. In the land of promise we take our stand. New roots will grow in this foreign land.
It's a song I wrote for the refugees.
Silence voices now rise and sing, telling stories of hope through everything.
Might have one this weekend.
With hearts wide open, hand in hand, we'll make our mark on this promised land.
Make our mark on this promised land.
No chains of judgment to keep us bound. We've shed the weight where hatred's found. In the land of promise we take our stand. New roots will grow in this foreign land.
You guys like this one? I wasn't thrilled with it. It's starting to grow on me. I did this a few weeks ago, about a month ago, I think. Well, I'll have to put some pictures to it.
The echoes of pain won't break us now.
Hey,
We build tomorrow, we've learned somehow. From dust and ashes, strength was born. Through every storm, we've been reborn. No chains of judgment to keep us bound. We've shed the weight where hatred's found. In the land of promise we take our stand.
gosh, guys, I'm going to have to work. Yeah, it does have a Simon and Garfunkel feel, though, doesn't it? All right, I'll guys, do you want that one too? I'll publish that one too. But before I do that, I'm going to put some images to it. Yeah, I Strong's for every high school student starting exams today. Dedicate to the Simpsons, Anti-Floyd. It's a great song. A lot of people seem to like it. Cool. Okay. Yes, please, says Boiling Frog. That's the Chris Ehlers, the sleep. Oh, Chris Loretta was asking if you use a sleep apnea machine. Okay. Yana Krieger, welcome to you. Dogzilla Monster says the reasons family come here have nothing with Trump. Well, that's nice. Must be nice to be rich. Must be nice to be rich. Cool. And Jessica said, if the South Africans are anything like you, Jessica, we want them to come stay here. I've heard that several times from my friends, neighbors here in Pennsylvania. Yeah, Jessica, it's probably true, but I mean, you've never come see me in Harrisburg, so I mean, never invited me up to Lackawanna County either, so I don't know. Why don't you disappeared for a long time? You're busy raising a family, just not watching the show, hurting my feelings. By the way, Jessica sent me some South African postage stamps and sent me some lovely gifts a couple years ago. She's a good viewer. She's an OG. And we had this whole thing about how am I supposed to pronounce her name? Picky, perky, pucky, perky. People playing games with me, trying to be funny with it. Yeah, so good to see you there, Jessica, at this hour. So I always use please and thank you when talking to AI. Stefan, that's good. That's good. You guys are funny. Okay. Lemus says there's a hit on his head by Steenhuisen. Why in the world would Steenhuisen? He's part and parcel of the Government National Unity. He's an ANC lackey. Why would he worry about Steenhuisen put a hit out? I doubt that. Johan Garika says, God bless you, Chris. Song is awesome. Nedbank, my eyes, 55. What's this? Rescue. I'll be loyal to America. Okay. How about our own struggle song? Yeah, there you go. Okay, multi-talented. Freedom worth more than money. True. You need to travel around America to do meet and greets soon. We'll see. One day we'll all be telling our grandkids about you. Oh, that's very kind, Angelique. Yeah, no, I think people forget about old Chris Wyatt pretty quickly here. I've already seen it. People say they're going to remember me. People can say they're going to keep watching the show, but a lot of people just disappear. And that's fine. People's prerogative. It's fine. People get forgotten footnote in history. I'm responsible for rebuilding the Armed Forces Library, a program that was floundering on the verge of failure when I got there. And other people tried to take credit for it, and some people completely forgot about it. But the people that were in the program, the soldiers, the library, and military who participated, knew my presence, they remember me. And the American contractors who did that and people at the embassy, they remember. So that's something. Yep. Erect a Chris statue in New Bloemfontein. New Bloemfontein. Headlines for the Borger paper. Refugees saying they have a fantastic time. Rake says the Cass's office still battling to change gears in the car. Ow, that probably takes some time. Yeah. Rudolph Skeppers, welcome to you. Yeah, guys. The question was asked a while ago. When's the next refugee interview? Folks, I'm completely at the mercy of the refugees. If they want to do interviews, I'll entertain them. Right now, I haven't heard from anybody. I've lost contact with Jan Mariki. I just lost contact with them, so I don't think I'll hear from them again. I still have contact with Santana, and I still have contact with Thea and some others that haven't come on. Thea might be on the program this week to talk about how things are going. She's got her Social Security number, so she's now going out getting a job. And I've seen the inside of her FEMA tent. It's lovely. Lovely photograph. She doesn't tell me if I could share the photo, though. But, I mean, it's beautiful. I also know where she lives. Yep. Ian says, I'm saving a nation one refugee at a time. Thank you. Yeah, COPD, not good stuff. Yeah, Karen, you shared that story previously, didn't you? If not, two people have the same story. My kids love Uncle Chris, says Lynette Taylor. Well, that's very kind. Hi to your kids. Written in the history books. Not by the leftists in South Africa, that's for sure. Nathan Small, how's it going, man? So let me go back here. How long have we been at this? An hour and a half. I want to get to a couple more of the news stories. There's one or two I want to cover. So the petrol's going down. Zimbabwe's culling elephants. There's an explosion near a Catholic shrine in Uganda. UN convoy attacked in the Al Fashir region of Sudan. UK is backing Morocco's autonomy for Western Sahara because they want to curry favor with Trump. Insurgents killed dozens in Mali at a base. Mongolian Prime Minister resigns after losing Parliament's support. And we Irish were never homogenous. Now we have wokeism going in Ireland, telling the Irish they're a bunch of mongrels, that they're not a distinct ethnic group of people. This is just sickening, this nonsense that's going on in Europe. So here you go. Irish Times reporting on a new RTE, that's Irish television series. It tells the story of Ireland over thousands of years in a way that both informs and challenges by dismissing the Irish as a special people and pretending that people from Anatolia came to Ireland. We were never homogenous, always hybrids, always mongrels. What an insulting bunch of nonsense. Yeah, there was a 1981 series, and now they're remaking it with Colin Farrell. In the first episode, viewers will come face-to-face with Rathlin Man, whose Bronze Age remains were discovered on an island off the North Antrim coast in 2006 during clearing of a land for a pub driveway. Yes. And that goes on and on and on. It says, old shibboleths will be tackled. This homogenous Ireland idea, this little Catholic thing, was never the case. We were never homogenous, always hybrids, always mongrels. We didn't set out to prove that, but that's what came out, says Nick Diarmada. People built Newgrange and other megalithic creations are so much part of Ireland's international image today, left monuments of stone behind, but they did not leave behind a DNA heritage disappearing from history. The very first people to come here were hunter-gatherers. We don't know where they came from, but they came by sea. They stayed here and they just disappeared. And then the first farmers migrated from Turkey, leaving behind the boglands in North Mayo, the earliest signs of organized agriculture found anywhere on Earth. In time, the Anatolian migrants almost entirely disappeared from the DNA record, too. They knew she was dark, sallow skin with brown eyes. Give me a break. Anyway, so they're rubbishing Ireland. Jeez, these people are sick. Anyway, there you have it. Yeah, it is sad what's happening in Ireland, what's happening in the UK. Ow, that hurt my rib cage. Rake says, I regret not Chris Hobhouse for president. Thank you, Alicat. Regret not knowing about your channel earlier. Well, me too, Rakes. I wish if people had known about it 5 years ago, I'd probably have 1.5 million subscribers now instead of scratching and clawing for so long. Yep. Pep. I don't shop at Pep. Guess the world is just insane. The world is insane. Absolutely insane. It sounds like Charles Darwin. 25% Irish from my mother's side. I have Irish too, Rakes, but not 25%. Not 25%. So let me take a look and see where we're at. 99,751. We need 249 more people. Can we get this on Wednesday? It'd be cool. It'd be cool if we could. It would be cool if we could. Yep. Maybe on Ronaldo we can get people to come over and do it. So we released Pretoria's song. I hadn't thought about that, Chris. That's a good idea, though. Yeah, I think you're right. The ANC is going to get worse. Clan William. I know where Clan William is, Loretta. Drive right by it on my way to Sarah's. Yep. Although this last time I went the back way. Oh my gosh, what a brutal, brutal trip that was. Wow. Coming down the backside. I want maps. I don't want Google. Hang on. Maps, not Google. There we go. My goodness. I drove from Citrusdal, went through the pass. Beautiful, but the road isn't paved. What the hell? And it was just brutal. Something else. Fortunately, I had an SUV, but it was a little scary, man, going through that pass. That was crazy. So let me get down here. Come on, where are we at? There we go. Okay, there's Clan William. Okay. Wuppertal. That's so funny. There's a place called Wuppertal in South Africa. That's so German. Where's Citrusdal at? Come on. There we go, Citrusdal. So yeah, going through the Cedarburg Mountain Cashman area on the R, what is it, 390, what is that, 353, I think it is, 393. 303, excuse me, the 303. You go through Citrus Dal and you go through the mountains. That is just an unbelievably brutal but beautiful drive. Uplas campsite is there. The Middleburg Pass. It's, boy, I tell you, you just climb right up the side of a frickin' mountain, man. There's this valley there. It's just unbelievable. Something else. Beautiful. Yeah, his patches of tar. You're right about that. That was incredible. Hard work pays off, Chris. The more we spread your awareness, the more people come. Well, thank you for that, Golda Kruger. Please do. I think the ANC will get worse due to the fact they're losing power. I already read that, Chris. Any idea, more or less, how many refugees have come over? Yes, Gus, I do know. Grandfather came to South Africa and opened a carburetor service. Wow, globalists are pushing racism division everywhere. It helps them forward their agenda. Good morning, Steve Newbold. Colonel, do you think the throwing of people out of Parliament and sittings is a new strategic trend? I'm not sure. Optiberg Pass, maybe. That one is terrible. Well, it's called Middleburg Pass. So let me see if I can put this in photos. It's just awesome there. Yeah, wow. That road is something else. Oof. Yeah, here's that valley that I saw. Just wow, something else. Yeah, I'll show you this portion right here. So, all right, I don't know if you can see it very well on the screen, but whoop, that's not what I want. I need this one here. Probably can't see it very well, but the road runs through the middle here, and it loops up around this mountain. There's a valley here in the center. Yeah, and there's a Middleburg Pass. See, there's a picture of Middleburg Pass. Yeah, there you go. That's the valley. It's pretty cool. Well, let me spin around. Pretty wicked road, though. Anyway, yeah, so you go down that road, and then you, it takes forever before you hit the pavement again. Boy, that was annoying how long it took to get to the pavement. Quite a ways. And then it's a nice drive from there down. That's down the east side of the mountains there, and you get to Ceres, and you come down to Ceres, down this winding road into Ceres. Pretty cool. Yep. I still didn't get to Worcester. Worcester's not that far from there, but I had to get to Parle that night. I wanted to go to Worcester. I should have gone to Worcester that night. Still haven't been to Worcester. He got 53,000 for a young chap for his metric. He raised 53,000 rand for somebody's party. It's a lot of money for a party. It's not Sunny Pass. That's different. No, Karen. The USA doesn't. Hawaii's different, but you're not going to Hawaii. Don't put refugees in Hawaii. It's too expensive. Hawaii does quarantine pets. Birds are a different story. If you bring a bird over here, they're probably going to be quarantined at your expense. Dogs and cats are not quarantined. They have to be chipped. They have to have veterinary stuff. It all costs a lot of money. DeBaram, what's going on, man? How you doing? Okay. Tuscan Sai headed off to Department of Home Affairs today. All right, well, good luck with that. All right, anyway, that's it's the Western Cape. Such a beautiful area there, man. Such a beautiful area. George. Nice area there. Yeah, I finally got to Huns Bay, so this time, which I hadn't been to. So Huns Bay, I've been to Hermanus many times. Stanford also made this time. Caledon I made this trip. Balt River. Driven past Balt River many times. Never been there. So now I've been Betty's Bay, Kleinmond, Hermanus, Stanford, Huns Bay, Caledon. Been to all those places. Yep. But further east I haven't been. Swellendam. Yep. Albertina, haven't been those places. Live in Cullinan. Okay. Yeah, I always wanted to do the Diamond Mine tour, but I hear they don't do it anymore. They've stopped it. Is that true? No, Cape X is not going to happen. I don't know, Steve Newbold. That's what I read that question to be. It sounds like a party, just going out party. Yeah, so. You can't ship the dogs without the test. So I don't know what you mean. They get quarantined all, but you can't ship them. You can't ship the pets. I shipped my cats to Botswana through South Africa, from South Africa back to the States. You can't ship them without that proof. Tazine, go to Palabora. Yeah, no, that's kind of far out there. Did someone say hamster? Nobody said hamster, Nick. Yeah, isn't it funny how non-genuine people get millions of subs, but genuine people like yourself don't? That's a good point. Hey, Mervin, what's going on? Rap type vibe just before the screen says truth is a counter revolution. Oh, that's you mean my opening credits? Is that the one? Okay, you're talking about this. Hang on. This is what you're talking about.
I'm saying bye to all the lies and all the times you cried, saying that I wasn't right, yet I was right by your side. You manipulator, playing games.
I think that's what you're talking about, right? That's from Netflix or somebody like that. That's yeah. Amazing people this side and from America's side that is helping us with our pets. Going to cost $200 per pet. I don't know how you're getting your pets over here for $200, Garrett. That sounds unbelievably cheap. It cost me $5,800 to ship my 2 cats to Botswana. It cost me $2,800 to send them from South Africa back to the States. I don't know how you're getting a pet over here for $200, and that was in 2008 to 2010. I don't know how you're sending your pets. The only time I paid less is I paid $100 to send my cat from Frankfurt to DC. I don't know how you're doing that. Well, tell people about it. Operation Pet Lift. Never heard of them. I think that's a scam too. $200. That's just, there's no way. No way that's the cost. No way that's the cost. Let me see. Operation Pet Lift. What's this? Well, that's here in the States. No, it doesn't make any sense. No. Milk and Ice, it's because non-genuine people post videos about globalist crap. Chris is swimming against the current. YouTube doesn't push him. Yeah, you're right. And I'll show you that, guys. I mean, I'm not complaining about it. You guys are talking about it. Just right here again. I'll show you because you can see audience. Here we go, audience. So this is the this is where we talked about before. So let me show you this. You can see, because all things being equal, a significant portion of people who find my videos, if they're being promoted, would people who find it and they click on it. But it's actually a small number. And I'll show you that here real quick. So 2 lines. The purple line is returning viewers. These people are already subscribers. And the blue line is new viewers. So that's chances I have to catch a new viewer. So let's just pick a day here. So here we have 49,000 returning viewers, 15,000 new viewers. So 15,000 viewers, that means there's 15,000 chances to get a new subscriber. But that's only a quarter or a third, a little over a third. That's actually pretty good. Sometimes it's even worse. So 82,000 and 12,000. Here it's 93 and 20. 20,000 in a day is pretty good. That means I could probably get about 1,000, if I'm lucky, 1,000 subscribers from that. So 500,000 subscribers. But yeah, look over here. Back when I was in South Africa, 6,000, 4,000 new viewers in one day. 45. That's 1/10 of the viewers. That's not right. But look at this. These are my videos that people are watching. Okay, stop that. So here, new viewers who returned, very high, very high. Every one of these videos is very high. That means people are coming back for the content. Yep. Here's the hours they tend to watch. This is actually interesting. So watch time. So non-subscribers are actually 50% subscribe, 49. That's actually a very good mix, which is weird from what we saw above there. Strangely, 44% of you watch on a mobile phone. That's quite a few people. Yeah, and females are picking up. I'm down to 68% for the men. It was 80% at one time. Now it's 31% women. Hey, ladies, keep it coming. Keep it coming. But yeah, 50% not subscribed. That's pretty good, actually. That means 50% of the people watching the content are not subscribed, which doesn't gel with that other stat. Anyway, Following since February 7th, my dad didn't believe me about what you said till now. Why didn't he believe me? Why didn't he believe me? Southern wife came to the U.S. when she was 16 with family still there. We were hoping they might take this chance. Guess not. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Jeffers. That's unfortunate. How many come from shared links? Not as many as you would think. Not as many as you would think. Let me see that. By the way, it's dropped a little bit. My audience in the U.S. is picking up. It's back up to almost 8% U.S. audience. The South African thing was at 84% at one time. It's dropped down to under 80% now, which is good. It's good. More diverse audience. So, yeah. So, anyway. Guys, you're being silly. Too cold to sit at the PC in this morning. Yeah, I got you. Alan says it's a scam. What, the pet thing? Broadcast from South Africa, viewership drops. Yes, Real Wesley Smith. That's what I said. It drops tremendously. And I attribute it to the fact that I did a lot of good news videos. Like, I love the one where I put the Save South Africa to when I was doing the, when I did the zip line. That was really cool. So let me see if I can find a Caledon. That was cool. I like that video. Caledon, there we go. Cool. So, 3 minutes. This was cool. I love this. Thrill in Caledon. This is pretty cool. Here I go. There's my shadow to the right. Traveling at 148 kilometers per hour. Listen to that cable.
From oceans rolling wild to valleys deep, a heartbeat of a nation that will not sleep. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world is born. Beauty in our hearts, let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day. The people sing louder than shadows can scream. Together we're stronger than the wicked.
146 kilometers an hour.
Soil holds our history, roots run so long.
Wait till I pop the chute.
Melody of freedom, we're singing strong. They may curse the land with lies they weave, but we hold the truth in what we believe. Their crowns may crumble, their thrones may fall, for the power is the people's above it all. Save South Africa, rise above the storm. Hands together strong, a new world.
There's my shadow on the right.
born.
There's the chute. Whoa!
Let it light the way. Evil cannot reign when we seize the day.
Anyway, that was pretty cool. That was free, by the way. That's like $100 US, and the owner of the hotel, the Misty Waves, son runs that place. The longest zip line, continuous zip line in the world, 3.2 kilometers. Wow. It's a bird. No, it's a plane. No, it's Colonel Chris taking over South Africa. Yeah, no, a lot of people watch on their spouse account. The Mybergs are an exception. The Mybergs watch, both of them watch independently, and I'm grateful for that. It's a struggle on YouTube. I tried, but I got too busy to edit videos while setting up the farm. 500 gigs of videos and beekeeping videos. Oh, okay. Yeah, I've got to get my beekeeping video done. That's the interview I did for Honeybee Heroes. I need to get that done. So actually, that reminds me, Nick. Hey, where you at, Nick? That's the wrong Nick. That's Nick. Okay. All right, so All right. Sorry, just checking something. So yeah, that was really cool. That zip line in Caledon. The drive was pretty cool too. A little boring driving by myself, but nice going through the pass to get back down to Hermanus. Yeah, it's pretty cool. He thought you were lying, but I told him exactly what you said in your videos till I showed him. Why do you think it was a lie? What made him think it was a lie? A lot of people do listen to fake news and other podcasters, and they believe whatever they hear. I mean, somebody on Facebook said I was lying about the murder, about the farm attack. What an ass. This guy, goes on there. And people look so stupid when you expose them. I mean, like that representative, Trump is bringing white Afrikaners here. No, dude, it's not white Afrikaners. It's South Africans, including other racial minorities, dumbass. Yeah, no, it's, but this other guy, one of my viewers got my number, sent me a note saying, hey, this guy's saying bad things about you on Facebook. I don't really care about Facebook, but I went there and I read it. And the guy was saying I lied. Colonel Chris Wyatt lied. And some idiot woman says, yeah, that Chris Wyatt's bad news. And I wrote back and said, you're right, I am bad news. To denialists like you, to propagandists like you, I am bad news because I tell the truth. Guys, I mean, there are a lot of farm attacks I don't report because I can't get the veracity of them. Someone just sent me a message. Someone sends me a picture. I mean, there's the picture of that white farmer being beaten with sambucks. I don't know where that came from. People have been sharing that for 3 or 4 years, and people want me to run that. I'm not going to run that. I can't prove the veracity. I don't know who it is. No one's ever come forward to tell me who it is or where it's at. For all I know, it could be in Kenya. I don't just run stuff. And so in the case of the attack in Brits, this is the mother of my friend. My friend's mother was beaten with an iron, and her partner was murdered. He died from his wounds. And these assholes, sorry for the language, folks, but write and say that I lied. You're going to challenge my credibility? Please. It's unbelievably stupid. I'm a retired colonel with a top secret clearance. You think I'm going around lying to people? Stupid people. But people in South Africa believe anything they hear. Oh, wow, that's what I heard, so it's true. No, it's not. No, Blaukrans jump. I didn't do that. Yeah, it does. It rakes, it does. I think that was a great song to put to the video. That's why I put it there. Is there a way one can export the song to use as a ringtone? It's an MP3, so yeah, you could do that. I'm not Irish, but I'm Shannon. The Truth Channel, good morning to you. Good morning, jocks. Yeah, Krista, but you're on a cable that's like this thick. It's like huge cable, rig round, and then on top of the cable, you're strapped in multiple times. You've got emergencies. It's fine. Working with Marnie, December and January, did 43 removals. Wow. I have beehives on a friend's farm that I harvest. Can I call myself a farmer? If you're an apiist, you're a farmer. It's the most useful insect that we have, bees. No. What's this? No. I saw somebody said no. You seem to be the only one telling the truth. Well, thank you, Angelique. I see IL News on about the so-called, yep. That's what I saw about the MB 1-8 or 1.8.1. Yo, that's hectic. It is, Lindsay. That's pretty cool. That was cool. But the problem is that because I was coming in so fast for that zip line, first off, you get to the top, it's like a 45-minute drive up this mountain, on a 4-wheel drive. And you get up there, and they're like, it takes 3.5 to 4 minutes. But, you're over 100 kg, so you might get down a little bit faster. I got down a little bit faster. It was 2 minutes and 18 seconds to get down the run. The video is 3 minutes and 9 seconds. That's because I had to pull myself up because the guy had me pop the chute. He thought I was going too fast. He panicked. So I listened to his instructions. I popped the chute and slowed me down. And then I had to pull myself in. It was not easy. That's what I appreciate about the Colonel's content. I know it's vetted. Yep. Hey, David Muller, what's going on? Yeah, okay, Bowling. That's what I thought. The underground tour is suspended, so that's a bummer. That's what I want to see. Hey, Ross. You don't have to defend the truth. Colonel defends itself. Yeah. Samsung Galaxy A3. Wow, that's old. Thank you, Lindsay. I appreciate that. So we broke the news to my wife's grand. She shared with us that her brother was attacked with a punga. Cecil Frauenstein. Horse crazy. Good morning from Wellington. Wellington, South Africa? Or Wellington, New Zealand? I like Wellington. Beautiful spot. Stayed there many times. Went to Steve Hofmeyer's concert there on Skalkbrit's Vineyard. Yep. Half-acre plot of chilies. Makes you a chili farmer. But why are you guys worried about a farmer? See, you've fallen for the propaganda. The refugee program is not for farmers. Are you listening? It's not for farmers. It's not for farmers. It's not for white people. It's not for Afrikaners. It's for those of Afrikaner ethnicity and racial minorities. Farmers, butchers, bakers, candlestick makers, it does not matter. Stop with the farmer nonsense. It's nothing to do with farmers. You're playing right into the narrative of the leftist liars. Were you looking for someone named Nick? I was looking for someone named Nick. I found him. No, I'm not going to zip line with a rocket engine. Okay, Jacques. Well, I got to go too, man. It's late. All right. It is 311 people here. Thank you, guys. Hit the like button. But it is now an hour and 53 minutes. This is a half hour longer than I expected to go. So it's time for me to hit the road. See you guys tomorrow. Busy day. I've got doing an interview with Dan Root. He's interviewing me. 10 a.m. I've got my news show. Then it's off to Ronaldo's program. So tomorrow's news starts early at 5:30 instead of 6. And then, excuse me, something going on here. Arms bother me. And then, and then I've got my radio show tomorrow night, which will be on the program as well. So, all right, you guys, take care. Thanks for being here. Have a good night. Thanks for the super chats. Oh, I got one. Just a little bit. Thank you for that. Okay. All righty. Cheers, everybody. Be well.